People need to be aware of this. Let me tell you guys something real quick. Do you see what's happening with all the land that's being bought up and the land that's being purchased? What's being built? It's multi-family facilities, apartments, condos, townhouses. There are no longer a single family house is being built on properties that are being purchased. It is multi-family facilities that are being built. Why? Because people can't afford these ridiculous skyrocketing prices to buy a house. It's ridiculous. There's no way you can just drop $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 on a house that's continuing to skyrocket. Who has that money? The banks, the big bosses, the higher ups. So what they're doing, since they have all the money in the world, they're buying these lands, okay, cutting down these trees and building multi-family homes. And they're putting tenants in there like you who can't afford to drop $500,000 on a house. So it's like, all right, fine, I'll pay $2,000 a month. Okay, cool, you pay $2,000 a month. Your rent is going to continue to increase every single year. And you can't do nothing about it. Where are you going to go? You don't have the money to buy a house. You don't. And you could barely afford the rent that they're overcharging you to begin with. So now you become a prisoner. You become a prisoner. You become a slave to the financial system that they have created. You become a slave to that. I tell people this again. Houses were not made for you. They were made for banks. They were made for the federal government. Why? You don't have that much money sitting in your account to just outright buy a house. But the bank does. Why do you think you have to go to the bank? To get the rest of the money to finance it, to go buy the house, and then you have to pay the bank back all that money with interest. So you take out a 30-year loan on a mortgage. Say you bought a house for $300,000-$400,000. You take out a 30-year loan. You end up paying the bank at the end of that 30 years when you're old and gray. You would have ended up paying the bank close to $700,000 on a house that you bought for $300,000 or $400,000. So the banks made more money while you lost more money. And that's how they continue to repeat the cycle. And now since the prices of houses are continuing to skyrocket, people can't afford them. Homeowners are now becoming home loaners. You think you own a home because you took out a mortgage? You don't own shit. Because the minute you stop making a payment, guess what's going to happen? They're going to repossess it. They're going to repossess your fucking house quick, fast, in a hurry. They're going to take that shit and take the money back. Thank you. We'll find somebody else who's going to pay us. And now you become a home owner to a home loaner. You don't own shit in the United States if you have to pay somebody else to keep a roof over your head. That's just the plain fact of life. And we were not taught this growing up in high school and college. They tell you, go to school, get a good job. Once you get out of college, you're going to be in $120,000 worth of debt plus more. Go and get a job that pays you $50,000, $60,000. Now you're already in debt, paying back the student loans that the government is making money off with the entrance. And then now when you finally pay that back when you're 30, 40, or still have student loans out, you want to go and buy a house. Oh, here's another free money that we'll give you. Yeah, we'll give you some more money. We'll put you in more debt. Oh, yes. Take the debt. That way you're going to keep working until you're 70, 80 years old. Hell, until you're dead. And we will profit the most out of you. They will squeeze every single last dollar out of your aching body. And this is why we have to have financial literacy. This is why we have to know how to leverage other people's money to make more money. And that type of stuff was not taught to us in high school and college or everything. Because why? The system was made for us to be slaves. The system was not made for us to be financially dependent. The system was made for us to be slaves. The more and more that we continue to rely on the government to give us money, the more and more that we become slaves to them. And the more that they tell us what to do, we got to listen to them because they have the leverage. So it's about time that we have to realize financial literacy, guys, and learn how to beat this system, this vicious cycle, this greed, money hungry system that they created.